Assalamu alaikum. This is Sulaiman Hossain speaking, and I'm going to give a presentation on Cryptolocker ransomware. Now, before we dive into Cryptolocker ransomware, we need to know what ransomware is. So, a ransomware is a type of malware that prevents or limits user from accessing their system, often encrypting data in an unrecoverable fashion. Ransom means a sum of money demanded for freeing a captive. Ransomware forces its victims to pay the ransom through certain online payment methods in order to grant access to the systems or to get their data back. Now, ransomware can originate from malicious websites that exploits a known vulnerability, phishing, in email campaigns, social engineering, or web-based drive-by malware injections. When the exploit is executed, a downloader is placed on the system. Then the downloader silently communicates with the control servers to download and install malware or ransomware and secure an encryption key. The contacted CNC server responds by sending back the requested encryption key and provide payment methods. Ransomware starts to encrypt the entire hard disk contents and personal files and sensitive informations. A warning is also displayed on the screen with instructions on how to pay for the decryption key. Now comes our Cryptolocker ransomware. Cryptolocker ransomware is one of the most destructive forms of ransomware since it uses the strongest encryption algorithms. It is often impossible to decrypt the crypto ransomware infected computer and files without paying the ransom. So here we can see first the user unknowingly invites the ransomware to the local machine. Then the user then the ransomware installs itself in the machine and starts to encrypt all the important files there. So after encrypting the files, a message shows the amount of ransom and remaining time to collect the private key. The files are kind of almost impossible to recover without the private key, therefore paying the ransom becomes the only option for the victim. Here we can see the time left for the ransom or the payment. This is a common Cryptolocker attack window. So these are the common vectors which are involved with the Cryptolocker infections: social engineering, unsafe web browsing, malvertising, email campaigns, web exploits, phishing scams, etc., etc. So now let's have an in-depth idea of the encryption mechanism of Cryptolocker ransomware. Now here, instead of using custom cryptographic implementation like many other malware families, Cryptolocker uses strong third-party certified cryptography offered by Microsoft Crypto API. By using a sound implementation and following best practices, the malware authors have created a robust program that is difficult to circumvent. The malware uses Microsoft enhanced RSA and AES cryptographic provider to create keys and encrypt data with the RSA and AES algorithms. The Encryption process begins after Cryptolocker has established its presence on the system and successfully located, connected to, and communicated with an attacker control C2 server. This communication provides the malware with the threat actor's RSA public key, which is used throughout the encryption process. The malware begins the encryption process by using the getLogicalDrives API call to enumerate the disks on the system that have been assigned a drive letter. Now, in the earlier versions of Cryptolocker samples, the getDrive type API call then determines if the drives are local fixed disks or the network drives. Finally, after selecting a list of disks to attack, the malware lists all files on those disks that match the file patterns or extension listed in the malware. That is how the attack works in case of Cryptolocker ransomware. Now, due to Cryptolocker ransomware, a business might face lots of issues like loss of data information, employee downtime, and loss of production, ransom costs, IT consultant time and labor, or some forensic investigation costs about the attack, or there might be cases of data leak and compliance issues, and also there's an issue of reputation and loss of business relationships, and IT infrastructure needs lots of upgrades which cost lots of money, etc. So now people might think if their files are synced with cloud services, their data are safe. But the problem with it is the encrypted files can get sent in the cloud, replacing the old unencrypted files. Therefore, some other prevention methods must be followed. Now, for the mentioned steps can be taken to prevent Cryptolocker ransomware. For example, never click on unsafe links. Avoiding clicking on links in spam messages or unknown websites might help avoiding Cryptolocker ransomware. Another one is we should avoid disclosing personal informations. So if we receive a call, text messages, or email from an untrusted source, we should never reply. So that is primarily because attackers primarily target the target you using users' personal information. So we should never disclose them. Now, finally, we shouldn't even open email attachments because email attachments might have ransomware infected in them. So opening them might trigger ransomware, which will automatically encrypt all the files in the device. So here are some anti-ransomware tools which will help prevent ransomware attacks automatically. So therefore, in conclusion, as with other forms of malware, careful caution and the use of excellent security software are a step in the right direction when it comes to the combating Cryptolocker ransomware. So that is all from me. Thank you.